Yep, you may think I'm joking when I say this, but yes, I actually managed to get all of the trophies for Marvel Rivals in solo queue. That also includes not using the in-game chat to communicate with any of my teammates. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy at all. Sometimes I would need to get extremely lucky or work extremely hard just to get one trophy. But I'm getting a little too ahead of myself. Let's start from the beginning. I'm going to be honest, when I played Marvel Rivals for the first time, I thought it was an alright game, especially since I had never played a hero shooter before. I also didn't know back then that this game had trophies associated with it, in which I accidentally got my first one by using the customizable wheel for the first time. Once I had finished the tutorial, the boys and I decided to play my first game and earn 2 additional trophies, one for playing an arcade match and another for landing a 3-player KO streak. Now, I know what you may be thinking. Didn't you just say that you earned all of these trophies in solo queue? Well, yes. Even though some trophies were earned while I was playing alongside them, I never asked them to assist me in any of these trophies, since I know they aren't trophy hunters, and I wanted to see if I was able to earn all of these without the help of friends. Now, once the 2 trophies were earned, I kept playing on my own and started to get a feel for the game, and I gradually started to like it more and more as time progressed. At first, I really wasn't thinking about the trophy list. I was just having genuine fun with the game on my own terms. I was having so much fun that I had earned my next trophies without realizing it. One with Moon Knight for landing 4 hits with his ultimate, and one for upvoting a player. This happened almost 2 weeks after I had already started playing for the first time. And yes, Moon Knight was the very first character I decided to play, and still one of my personal favorites to use in games. I find Moon Knight to be extremely easy to use once you know how to use his onks, since they're able to both increase his damage output by a large amount, and being able to combine them with his ultimate can take down a large group of players extremely quick. So be sure to break those if you're up against a Moon Knight.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
10 days later, I earned the only trophy that requires a friend. After that, the rest of the trophies would need to be earned by my own skill and dedication. And at this point in time, I still wasn't thinking about earning the Platinum Trophy, which surprisingly, having that type of mentality at first helped me in getting a lot of trophies in the long run. Once that trophy was done, I decided to try out Spider-Man for the very first time, and I didn't struggle too much when using him in my first games. I know this isn't the Marvel Spider-Man game, so I couldn't go gung-ho against every player I encountered, and by having that thought when using him, I was able to get his trophy fairly quick. For Spider-Man as a character, he can be pretty tough to use if going for the full frontal assault tactic, and since many players will most likely choose to play him due to him being their favorite superhero, they'll try to go head-to-head against a much stronger character and lose most, if not all encounters extremely fast. This is due to him having a playstyle that requires a hit-and-run tactic against the other team's strategists and backline duelists. Once someone is able to learn that tactic with Spider-Man, he becomes a lot more fun and easier to use. Then, on the morning of New Year's Eve, and by morning I mean extremely early, I earned a trophy for assisting my allies in getting a team wipe as Cloak and Dagger. I'm going to be honest, I actually didn't know that this was their designated trophy, alongside how difficult it can actually be, in which you can definitely say that I got lucky when earning this one. Once the beginning of the new year arrived, I had earned my trophy for reaching level 20, and as you can see from my currently earned trophies at this point in time, I didn't have any others. But by having all of the experience of the games I had so far, it will prove to be a big help later on. But before I go into the other trophies that I went on to try, I have to speak about Cloak and Dagger as a character, in which I have to say that they're extremely easy to use, but many newer players will unfortunately not use the entire character for its full potential. I was no different the first time, only opting for using Dagger's moveset for healing, but Cloak also has his moveset that can help the team as a whole, whether it be by blinding the opposing team to then deal more damage, or using his phasing ability to make the team invincible for a small amount of time, with this ability actually coming in clutch for certain plays against the opposing team.
Nice.
8 days later, I decided to try out Black Widow, more so because I wanted to try out more than 4 characters, which at the time were Moon Knight, Spider-Man, Cloak and Dagger, and Captain America. I'll be coming back for Captain America's trophy later on, but for now, it was Black Widow's turn. I kid you not, I got Black Widow's trophy on my 3rd game. All the experience I had on how to deal against certain types of characters and how other players normally use them really helped in positioning myself for the critical hits that I needed. Overall, I think Black Widow can be extremely effective against other characters, as long as the player using her is able to land those critical shots consistently. Mad respect to you, Black Widow mains.
Turret's blown. I'm in charge of doing this my way. This way.
12 hours later, I had earned my trophy for winning 100 matches while I was playing as Mantis. Winning 100 matches was a turning point for me, in which now I wanted to earn this platinum trophy so that it could be added to my collection. While I was playing as Mantis, I was aiming for her trophy, being the same as Cloak and Dagger's, which was to also assist allies in achieving a team wipe. Keep in mind the word assist for this one, since as shown in the footage, the word ace appeared in the game, which signifies a team wipe. But I didn't earn the trophy because I had died and didn't assist in anything. Turns out that you have to at least land a shot against a player or heal a teammate beforehand, so no cheesing my way for this trophy. Also, keep this specific map in mind, as it will definitely bite me in the ass way later on. Shortly after that failed attempt at getting Mantis' trophy, I decided to play a ranked game. Yeah, going solo queue in ranked. What could possibly go wrong? A lot actually. Turns out I was playing a game in which I was the only support character in the team for the entire first round. It also didn't help that this was my 4th game playing as Mantis, so I was still new to the character. But to my own surprise, I was able to earn her respective trophy in the 2nd round of this one match, while also getting the win. This also showed me that Mantis is an amazing support character, being able to heal yourself after either buffing or healing your teammates, as well as being able to make enemies fall asleep so that you can either run away or ask for assistance to land a KO, can make her pretty difficult to take down if you aren't keeping an eye on her. But goddamn, they really made me work overtime for this one! And thank you to the Sue Storm that helped me in the 2nd round. Keeping everyone on life support by myself wasn't an easy task.
Good job! Feel better, fight better.
Once that ranked game was over, I jumped into casual games with a friend of mine to ease up some of the tension I got from the ranked game. I probably shouldn't play in ranked for trophy hunting, especially multiplayer only games. And this time I went as Jeff the Land Shark to both try him out and to see if I could earn his trophy, which is to swallow 4 enemies with his ultimate. Thankfully, I know how to count extremely fast and immediately saw the opportunity to use my ultimate with all of the chaos that was distracting the opposing team, while also getting 4 kills in the process.
Oh, me lo trajo la chingada. Mira, ¿quieres ver algo chido? Ahí toma. 4K, bitch!
Damn, you did that.
Worth it.
Very quick trophy to earn on my end. Although I did get the 4 enemies as requested by the trophy, I have seen other trophy/achievement hunters earn this by also swallowing part of their teammates to make up 4 people. In my opinion, I think Jeff is a very fun character to use, especially for messing around with the other team while also providing great healing for your teammates, provided you grab the bubbles he spreads around and you allow him to splash you for proper healing.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
After being a cute shark, I went on to play as Star-Lord for the very first time and see if I could earn his trophy, which was to land 10 KOs with assists from other members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. And luckily, since other team members were also using members from the Guardians of the Galaxy, I was able to get his trophy on my very first game while also getting the MVP. That's definitely one hell of a way to earn a trophy. I may have earned his trophy on my very first game, but I did use Star-Lord more in future games. He's definitely a pretty cool character that caught me off guard by how mobile he really is, and his ultimate showing me how powerful it can be against other characters. Although, you will have to reload extremely often, since he does use up his ammo rather quickly.
Por eso ayúdame.
Date para atrás.
No, es que acuérdate qué pasa cuando me hago.
While I was playing with both Jeff and Star-Lord in some games, in others, I would be trying to earn Captain America's trophy. And let me just say, I had a lot of failed attempts. But with each game I used him, I kept getting better and better in using him. So much that when my brother and I were just playing a couple of games, I got the trophy by surprise at the end of one game. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting to get his trophy in this exact moment.
No mames, ¿es neta? Nice. Yes. Yes. Agarré el pinche trofeo del Capitán América y agarré MVP. Me lo pegaron todos. Yes. Yes. No mames, agarré. ¡Oh, la verga! También pinche cabrón de este trofeo. The fuck?
But looking back at the footage, I landed the last hit against this Groot right before my ultimate ran out. Needless to say, I was extremely happy that I got this trophy after so many attempts. In regards to Captain America, he's a tough character to use at first, since he's primarily a melee fighter that has to use his shield to either block or throw to deal damage, which takes time to get used to. But later on with experience, he can be an absolute powerhouse. The only thing I would say is that his ultimate does need a slight damage buff. Other than that, he's good in my book and my personal favorite Vanguard to use.
Why you bullying me?
Since I got Captain America's trophy, I was feeling a little feisty, in which I then decided to try out Thor's trophy, which is to hit 4 enemies with a single use of his ultimate. You don't need to land 4 KOs at once with it. And I'm not kidding when I say this, but after earning Cap's trophy, the stars had aligned in my favor and I was able to earn Thor's trophy, not only on my very first game, but also on my first try using his ultimate. I know this trophy has given other players trouble, so I was extremely glad that I got this one extremely quick. Fortunately, I did play as Thor a bit more after earning his trophy, and I can definitely say that he's the slowest Vanguard, but although slow, he can hold his own for an extreme amount of time due to his awakened state. It also helps that it recharges extremely quick, giving him the opportunity to use it without much downtime, and I can say from my encounters with Thor, he can be a tough Vanguard to take down.
Fuck.
Once I ended that game session with all those earned trophies and got a well-earned rest, I went on to try out Hawkeye and earn his trophy. And let me just say that my aim is absolutely terrible. I just couldn't land any hits on other players. That is, until I have found both a nice place to chill so I can aim properly and also use his ultimate. By the way, his trophy only requires to get 10 KOs with other members of the Avengers. And lucky for me, in this game, a Black Widow was chosen by another player, so it was only a matter of me landing my shots. Hawkeye as a character is really hard to use, since you do have to manually aim each shot for the best results. But in the hands of a player that has great aim, he's an absolute menace to go up against due to his high damage. Also, although his ultimate is extremely powerful, if you want to completely avoid it, you have to make sure he isn't able to see you at all.
No. Uy. Hawkeye tiene esa habilidad, no mames. Voy a poner esto aquí.
During that same night, I was working on a couple of trophies that needed some progress done for the time being. That is, until I had landed on the map that I needed for Hela's trophy. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the map's name, just gonna say that I needed a specific Asgard map for me to give Hela's trophy a shot. And thankfully, I got this trophy on my very first try using Hela. The trophy required me to land a 3-player KO streak on this map, and the great thing about Hela is that her ultimate is extremely powerful, making this trophy a complete cakewalk. The only hard part is getting the map needed. As a character, I can confidently say that Hela is overall an extremely powerful character with her high damaging headshots that also spawn splash damage upon taking down an enemy, and her ultimate being able to wipe out entire teams extremely quick.
That was easy.
The next day came, and so more trophies for me to earn, in which I managed to first earn Storm's trophy for assisting X-Men members 10 times. This trophy is pretty straightforward, but it actually took me a bit of time to get, since I would have to first see if my team would choose an X-Men member that wasn't Storm. If someone did select an X-Men member, I would immediately choose Storm, in hopes that they wouldn't change their mind in the middle of the game. And if my teammates didn't select an X-Men member that I could assist, I would choose a different character to still help out, while working on other trophies I needed to earn. Overall, Storm is a really easy character to use, especially since she is a flying hero that has a really good moveset at her disposal to help out her team members, with the added bonus that her ultimate is extremely powerful.
Feel the wrath of the goddess!
No! God, please, no! No! No!
From this point onwards, I was working on trophies that required a bit of grinding, starting off with Luna Snow's trophy, which is for using her on 5 maps with different themes. My guess was that this meant using her ultimate in 5 different maps, in which I unfortunately didn't know which maps I hadn't used it, so I decided to use Luna Snow's ultimate as much as possible. Pretty easy trophy to get, provided you know which map you haven't used her ultimate in, and Luna Snow as a character is pretty good. I actually had quite a fun time playing as her, especially when landing those free shots to either run away or go for a finishing blow. But landing any heals for a teammate that would either not stay still or fly around too quickly is quite the hassle. Quite the price to pay for also being able to use one of the best support ultimates.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Plasma? Fire!
While grinding for the other trophies, I decided to try out Doctor Strange's trophy for landing 1 KO using his portal. I'll admit that in my first 2 games, I didn't really know how these portals worked, but once I remembered that Doctor Strange could move both of the portal's placements, it became a lot easier to earn this trophy. My opportunity came at the beginning of my 3rd game. Now knowing how to move his portals around, I timed the portal placement perfectly for at least one player in the opposing team to fall out of the map and get me my trophy. Speaking about Doctor Strange, I can see why many players decide to use him. He's a pretty good vanguard, since he's able to do a lot of damage at a medium range while charging up his dark magic AoE attack to finish off any weaker enemies, plus having his shield that's able to take a lot of hits. But I will say that his ultimate can be pretty difficult to land, since it takes a while to activate and its range isn't as big as it looks.
By the eye of Agamotto.
Oh my.
Shortly after getting Doctor Strange's trophy, I decided to give Namor, or is it Namor?
You cannot wash your hands of Namor.
Anyways, his trophy a try, which is to land 10 KOs using his Montreal spawns in a single game. I actually had a bit of trouble with using his spawns, since I had never used a character that could summon, and also I didn't know that Namor's spawns disappeared after a short time. Thankfully, the more I used them, the more I started to both learn and get the hang of where I could play his spawns, plus what abilities I could use to make them deal more damage than before. The trophy does state to land 10 KOs in a single game, so I had to play games in which there would be more than one round to have the most chances of getting KOs. And my wishes became true when I landed a game that went on to the 3rd round and I was a little more experienced in using him. Needless to say, I earned my trophy in this one game. In my opinion, I found Namor to be a great character to use, since his spawns can both deal damage and annoy the opposing team a lot. Plus, he becomes even better when he has his team up with Luna Snow activated. The only issue I found with Namor's playstyle is that you do have to adjust to being able to make your spawns do as much damage as possible in the time that they're summoned.
Bring on the chaos.
Once I got my trophy with Namor, I wanted to try out another Vanguard before ending the day, this time opting for Groot. His trophy may look a little intimidating at first glance, having the same requirement as Thor's trophy, but as opposed to Thor's ultimate, Groot's ultimate activates extremely fast and has quite a bit of range, so I got this trophy fairly quick as well. As a character, Groot's a really fun character to use, especially when you combine his walls to either block the opposing team or to corner someone to land a KO, and his team up with Rocket Raccoon is one of my personal favorites to use, though the opposing team may always want to target you for using that specific team up.
Oh, hello. Hey, man, how you been? Oh, we're gonna die, bro. We're gonna die.
With exactly 17 trophies left for me to earn, there was still quite a bit I had to earn, in which on one specific day, I had earned a total of 13 trophies. Starting off with Adam Warlock's trophy for using his Soul Bond ability with 3 other allies of the Guardians of the Galaxy at the same time and in the same game. I'll admit that for this one, I got extremely lucky that both my teammates chose characters from the Guardians of the Galaxy and also didn't pick Adam Warlock before I did. So I had to be extremely fast in using his Soul Bond before any of my team members swapped characters for whatever reason. I got the chance to get this trophy only once. Unless you're playing with 3 friends, it's extremely rare for both other team members to select Guardians and also not having Adam Warlock taken from you. With this trophy done, the stars had aligned once again in my favor, but I'm getting a little too ahead of myself here. To summarize Adam Warlock as a character, I think he's one of the weaker strategists available in terms of how many times he can heal, but both his damage output and his ultimate can make clutch plays. Plus, his team up ability with Mantis and Star-Lord really benefits everyone as a whole. He's essentially a necromancer.
That was legitness. Yeah.
As soon as I earned Adam Warlock's trophy, I kept playing as Magneto to make my way towards his respective trophy, which was to assist mutant allies 10 times. It sounds easy when reading the requirements for it. The only problems were that you could go for quite a bit of games without any mutants being selected, and you could accidentally land a KO yourself instead of your mutant ally. That or your mutant ally getting downright KO'd instead. I kept going for this trophy as much as I could, before opting for trying out the new game mode that was available for Season 1, in which I got a quote-unquote assist from another mutant that took my KO. I didn't know those also counted since the mode is a free-for-all, but hey, I ain't complaining. I found Magneto to be extremely slow at first, but the more I started to use him, I both saw how powerful his team-up ability is against other players and how much of a threat he can be on his own, even without the team-up ability. Definitely a character that I surprisingly like to use a lot as well. When I figured out that I could get trophies in other modes, I thought to try out Loki's trophy in arcade mode. I had quite a couple of failed attempts in quick matches, and I thought that playing in arcade mode would actually speed up the process, since players in that game mode don't really care about getting healed. And lucky for me, I was able to land just enough damage to a Venom with my knife for it to count as a KO, awarding me my trophy as soon as the match ended. For Loki as a character, from my own experience, he's actually a pretty good one, especially when using his clones effectively to heal extremely quick, and his ultimate really benefits you if you know exactly what each character can do.
Your powers are mine!
Disappear! Us against the world!
Behold the god of thunder!
I kept that same momentum going in arcade mode and decided to give Hulk's trophy a shot, which is to land a KO 3 seconds after turning back into Bruce. And since I was a lot more experienced now, I knew exactly how to make my way towards this trophy, earning it extremely quick after Loki's trophy. For Hulk as a character, I can say that he's quite the vanguard to use, since he has a lot of moves at his disposal to deal massive damage quickly, and when dealing with him on the opposing team, he can be quite difficult to take down, since he can activate his ultimate once again if not taken down immediately, and his moveset can really benefit his entire team, especially if he gives his team-up ability to Doctor Strange and Iron Man.
And Wei Li has landed several of those inside low kicks.
I took a lunch break after earning Hulk's trophy. Right after that, I went on to try Iron Man's trophy, which is to hit 4 enemies at the same time using his ultimate. This one didn't take me a lot of time to do, as like with Jeff's trophy, I was able to count how many enemies were in my field of vision and use the chaos my team was creating to land my ultimate. Iron Man as a character is extremely easy to use, since he's the other character besides Storm that's always flying. He can be extremely annoying to deal with if the other player knows how to move a lot, and his team up with Hulk makes him a much bigger threat than you think. Also, blocking his ultimate with a shield to downright deny it is extremely satisfying.
Maximum!
Once Iron Man's trophy was out of the way, I went on to try a difficult trophy, that being Squirrel Girl's, which is to land 3 KOs with a single use of her ultimate. And I'm not kidding, I got her trophy on my second game, since at this point in time, I just knew when I needed to pop out a character's ultimate to seize the opportunity given to me. It also helped that I already knew how her ultimate worked due to my encounters against her. Even though I only used her for 2 games, I can say that Squirrel Girl is one character that's pretty strong. Her slingshot does a massive amount of damage, and you really shouldn't underestimate her.
Fatality.
After getting Squirrel Girl's trophy, I was trying out 2 characters to get their respective trophies, one being Iron Fist and the other being Wolverine. I had heard stories from other players about how hard Wolverine's trophy was, so I knew I had to be prepared for that one. I was switching between both characters since their trophies are the same. Land 3 KOs with a single use of their ultimate, with Iron Fist's trophy being the easier one, but we'll get to his trophy later. Since while I was playing as Wolverine, same as with Squirrel Girl, I saw the opportunity for me to use my ultimate and managed to earn the trophy on my 3rd game. At first, I thought I didn't earn it, since I clearly saw that it was a double KO, but when looking back at the footage, one character ended up getting KO'd as I was doing the first part of his ultimate. Like I said at the beginning of this day, the stars had aligned in my favor. As a character, Wolverine is extremely aggressive and I quite liked using him. Being able to go toe-to-toe against a vanguard or downright kidnapping an enemy to wail on them is extremely fun to do, but I can see it being terrible if you're on the opposing side.
My time has come.
I mentioned that I was also using Iron Fist. This would happen when I wouldn't get the chance to play as Wolverine. I had also used Iron Fist a bit more since I thought that the best place to earn his trophy was in arcade mode. This proved to be harder than I thought, so I went back into Quick Match to try it out there. And after my 6th game of playing as Iron Fist, I was able to get his trophy fairly quick when seeing another opportunity for me to seize, while also getting an ace. I find Iron Fist to be an extremely funny character to use, since at one moment you're shooting your projectiles or healing your teammates, and then you see a wild Iron Fist coming to punch you. I definitely want to keep playing Iron Fist later on for funsies. Then it was time to do the same trophy requirement for Magic. A lot of these trophies are essentially the same thing. It's just a matter of how good a certain character's abilities and ultimates are. I did struggle a little bit when first trying out Magic, but then quickly got the hang of her playstyle and seized another opportunity for me to use my ultimate and earn her respective trophy. This was also done in my third game. For Magic as a character, she was very confusing to use at first, but then once you realize that her moves are meant to flow and combo into each other, she becomes a lot more fun to use. I've been on the opposite side when dealing with Magic, and she can either be an easy character to deal with or one that's extremely tough to catch. That all depends on the player's skill level.
Hostiles coming in fast.
Once I was done with the adrenaline-sided trophies, I had to calm down and start going for more tame trophies, with the first one being Scarlet Witch's trophy, which was to take down 10 mutant enemies. This one also took me a little bit of time to get, since like with Magneto, not many players would choose mutant characters, or they would sometimes switch out for another character in between rounds. But after a couple of games, I was able to earn my trophy. In my opinion, I found Scarlet Witch to be extremely boring to use, but I'll give credit where it's due. She's pretty good at giving constant pressure to you, and her ultimate is pretty cool, though a little slow on the charge up time. Other than that, I didn't really like the playstyle of just aimlessly holding down the fire button. I would only use her if no other strategies were needed when the Magneto was on my team. This was so I could just give him the team up ability.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Bruh.
After earning Scarlet Witch's trophy, I decided to both try out Venom for the first time and attempt his respective trophy, which was to snare 4 enemies using his cellular corrosion ability. Not to confuse this ability with his ultimate, as those are two completely separate things. And honestly, I was glad that his trophy didn't involve using his ultimate, as I could keep trying extremely quick until I landed the 4 snares I needed. Like with some characters, I was able to earn Venom's trophy on my very first game. For Venom as a character, he's pretty beginner friendly, as most of his abilities are made to either hold many characters in place or give him a last resort to either keep attacking or escape. He may be easy to use, but being able to use his entire moveset appropriately may take a bit of time.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the f is that?
Another easy trophy came with Penny Parker's trophy for blasting 3 enemies with a single use of her mines. I was able to earn this trophy extremely quick by placing a mine at the beginning of the game in the enemy spawn point. This could be seen as being pretty scummy, as spawn trapping isn't my thing, but hey, trophy hunting sometimes makes you do things that you wouldn't normally do, and I needed a clear indicator that I got the trophy. For Penny as a character, she's definitely one of the most commonly used vanguards, and one that I kept playing for a bit more after earning her trophy, as she's able to hold a position extremely well due to her mines. But one thing I will say for anyone going against Penny, take out that mine spawn as soon as possible, as this will impact her performance by a lot and you'll help out your team by a long shot.
Got him! Got him!
Once I got Penny's trophy, I went on to try out a trophy that could be considered either easy or hard. That would depend on both your teammates' performance and your own, and that would be the Punisher's trophy, for landing 3 KOs while his smoke grenade ability was active. It does sound extremely easy due to his smoke grenade recharging extremely quick, but the issue with his smoke is that it only lasts about 2 seconds, so 2 things have to be taken into consideration. First, your enemy has to be extremely low on health after the grenade explodes, since the grenade itself does a bit of damage. You could also accidentally kill the enemy with the grenade. Those unfortunately don't count towards the trophy. And second, one of your teammates could potentially take the KO from you, making you have to try again once your smoke grenade recharges. Thankfully for me, I didn't find this trophy difficult at all, as at this point during the game, I was already way more experienced than before, and I earned his trophy on my very first game with him. For Punisher as a character, he's probably the second easiest character to use, first place being Scarlet Witch, as he has quite the arsenal at his disposal to really mix up what he can do, especially if Rocket Raccoon is giving him the team up ability, and his ultimate is definitely one that gives me Doomslayer vibes. This would mark the end of all trophies I earned in one day, but the night was still young for me, so I decided to keep playing more and see what other trophies I could earn, in which I went on to play using Rocket Raccoon to finally earn his trophy for reviving Guardians of the Galaxy members 5 times. This one actually took me a bit of games, since I would place my revive beacon and either a different team member would get taken down or my beacon would get downright destroyed. It also didn't help that there would be a couple of games in which no Guardians would be selected, so no progress would be made for this trophy, but I would still play out the game so I could keep scouting out areas in which my revive beacon would be the most effective. Thankfully, after a couple of games, I was able to earn this trophy after I was able to visually confirm that a Star-Lord was being revived with my beacon, making it the 5th Guardian my beacon revived. For Rocket Raccoon as a character, he's extremely underrated. Both his healing orbs and his team-ups are extremely good, and I found myself playing as Rocket Raccoon in a lot of games. Definitely one character that gets overshadowed by other strategists in the roster.
This is real firepower!
Once Rocket's trophy was done, I went on to try out a character that many players like to select and earn his trophy, the character being Winter Soldier, with his trophy being to land 3 KOs using his ultimate. I'll admit, I didn't know how to use him, and I struggled quite a bit in learning his moveset. It also didn't help that at this point during the day/night, I had already played about 12 hours straight, so I was definitely tired. But this didn't stop me from trying my best to learn his moveset so I could earn one final trophy before going to bed. And fortunately for me, it didn't take me too long to earn. The most I had trouble with was being careful in not hitting the environment when using his ultimate, since his ultimate recharges instantly if an enemy is taken down while his debuff towards their health is active. It was only a matter of landing the ultimate in the chain to keep the combo going. For Winter Soldier as a character, he's extremely fun to use, and I can see why a lot of players like using him. Being able to chain his moveset consistently makes him quite a threat to deal with. Mad respect to the Winter Soldier players that are able to chain everything quickly for an extended amount of time.
Falcon punch! And stay down. Falcon punch!
Double KO.
Punch!
After getting a good sleep, I logged in once again to earn the last 2 trophies that I needed to earn the platinum. Starting off with Psylocke's trophy for contesting the mission area for 1 minute. There isn't much to say about her trophy other than just chill in the mission area for a whole minute. And like many other trophies I earned before this one, I was able to earn it on my very first game without any issues. I was only able to play as Psylocke that one time, so I can't really say much about her as a character. But what I can say from going against Psylocke is that she can be extremely deadly in the hands of the right player, since her attacks combo extremely quick and her ultimate attack is one that is extremely powerful and can drain your health way quicker than you think. Now here is where I made a mistake that I should have avoided when I first started going for the platinum, and that was leaving Black Panther's trophy for last. His trophy was pretty straightforward on what needed to be done. Just get a 3-player KO streak like Hela on a particular map. The biggest problems I had were that 1, I would rarely get the map that was needed for the trophy, especially since at this point during the game's life cycle, it was a 1 in 9 chance that I would get the map I needed. So there were many games I played in which I never even got the map I needed to give it a try. And the second thing is that once I got the map I needed, there was a chance that either my team or the opposing team would play extremely well and I wouldn't have the chance to do anything that I needed to do with Black Panther. Once I got the map I needed for this trophy, I would do what I could as Black Panther. And in one game in particular, I was extremely close to landing the 3 KO streak that I needed so that I could secure my trophy. Unfortunately, this is where all my luck finally ran out. I missed the final hit I needed against a Spider-Man that was already extremely low on health and ended up getting KO'd by someone else. It was safe to assume that I didn't earn the Platinum Trophy in this game. I would even review the footage I had and think to myself, if only I had aimed just a little higher, the Platinum would have been mine. It was after that game that I started to get annoyed at the needed requirement for Black Panther's trophy, which made the negative thoughts come to mind. Why does it have to be on this specific map? It would be much easier if I could attempt it on any map like all the others. It was at this point that I would rarely get the map I needed so I could give it another try. I spent that entire day playing as Black Panther in hopes that I would get another opportunity, but that only came 3 times. Yup, I would either not get this map at all, or would get the other variation that wasn't allowed for the trophy. It didn't help that when I got the map I needed, I wouldn't even be close to earning what needed to be done. And I'll admit that at this point, I was getting desperate. I was even considering asking my friends to join me in a private match on the specific map I needed so that I could just earn the trophy. But then, a thought came to me that brought me back to my senses, which was, you know, I haven't really earned a 3-player KO streak with Black Panther before. Why would I expect to earn it in this specific map if I haven't done so in the past? Once that thought came to me, it made sense. I was depending on a lot of luck in previous trophies, and what I did afterwards was, as mentioned before, play as Black Panther until I was at a competent state with him so that when the map I needed came around, I would be ready to take on the challenge and depend on my personal skill, not luck. It was a rough learning process that I needed to take, since Black Panther is primarily a close quarters character that needs to use his entire moveset almost flawlessly. But even after losing quite a bit of times, I would always be able to take that experience and implement it into the next games. It was on one night that I decided to log into the game and keep on learning with Black Panther, that I started to earn 3-player KO streaks consistently in other maps, and after losing a game, I went on to play one final game before going to bed, and it happened to be in the one map I needed. But now, I knew how to hunt as a Panther and was ready to take on the challenge. I would either go to sleep victorious that the Platinum was mine, or I would go to sleep knowing that I snatched defeat from the claws of victory once again.
Nah, dog. Come on, man.
beginning to believe.
Another epic victory! Big win!
It would be a lie if I said that I wasn't happy with finally earning the last trophy I needed in solo queue. All the hard work I had done in the past with Black Panther had finally paid off. But this wouldn't be the last time I would attempt this challenge, as looking back at the footage for this trophy, I thought a bit of luck was involved. So I not only did it a second time, but also a third time to prove to myself that I was able to play Black Panther at a competent level. To speak about Black Panther as a character, he's definitely one of the hardest to use, but once you're able to learn how to use all of his moves fluently, he's an absolute menace towards the backline of strategists and duelists. I may have struggled in getting his trophy, but I was glad I was able to learn how to use him. Much respect to the Black Panther players that make it look easy.
Final 10 seconds!
Hurricane!
Oh, I'm fine, don't mind me.
I'm doing this my
Get that vehicle moving again! You'll have to keep fighting until you're aware.
before fast! I have defeated them all!
In conclusion, Marvel Rivals is a game that I personally didn't expect to have a lot of fun with. But one thing I can say for certain is that going for the Platinum Trophy as opposed to just playing it for fun are on two completely different categories. But before I go into more detail about that, let's go over my personal top 3 hardest trophies to earn. And let me just say, there are quite a bit of trophies that can be considered extremely hard and can be exchanged with one another based on your personal experience. Third place goes to Thor's Divine Justice Trophy. Although the third place can be exchanged by most of the trophies that require striking or KOing a certain amount of enemies with your character's ultimate, other ultimate attacks can be quick in activating, and since I got extremely lucky in earning this trophy on my first attempt, I was able to avoid the hassle of striking 4 enemies with his ultimate. Believe me, I tried doing it again after earning the Platinum. It's quite difficult to get the right position for it. Second place goes to Captain America's Justice for All trophy. The biggest issues with this trophy in particular are that Captain America's ultimate doesn't grant him a damage boost for those 10 seconds, and there's a chance that the opposing enemy you're going up against gets healed by someone else, completely denying your opportunity to get the KOs you need for this trophy. The only thing that makes this trophy a little easier than the first place is that you're able to try it at least once in any given map. And first place undoubtedly goes to Black Panther's King of the Dead trophy. This trophy can be exchanged with Captain America's, but I personally thought that this trophy was the hardest to earn due to other factors that aren't shared with Captain America's trophy. The first being that getting a 3 KO streak with Black Panther can be extremely difficult based on your personal skill level, and only being able to give this trophy a try on a specific map that has a random chance to appear for you makes this trophy quite the pain to earn. If you're wanting to earn the Platinum for this game, I highly recommend that you don't leave this trophy for last like I did. As I mentioned before, Marvel Rivals Platinum is in a completely different category from playing it for fun, as going for the Platinum trophy does place you in situations that you wouldn't expect to be in. And with this game being a multiplayer only game, it can be pretty difficult to earn some of the trophies, as a bit of luck will need to take place so that you're able to earn them all. But I can confirm that you are able to earn all of the trophies for this game in solo queue. But it's definitely much easier if you have a group of friends that can help you out. With this being the second multiplayer only game that I've platinum, it makes me extremely proud that I was able to earn it on my own. And I'm currently having an extremely fun time enjoying this game even more after earning the Platinum Trophy, since I do have a lot more characters that I can play without much issue. So I give the trophies my thanks for allowing me to try all of them out. I hope to see you all next time, and for anyone going for this Platinum Trophy, I do hope you're able to earn it at some point in time. Keep on trying and you'll be able to earn it. See you around.